And Doris Burke with us as well. What an intriguing matchup to wrap up this season. It's a rematch of the 2006 finals, but these two teams so different than they were 5 years ago. Mark, let's start off with the Miami Heat. It's been so interesting to watch this team evolve. Now we know that they're not America's team, but even those people who view them as villains have to really respect and marvel at how good they've become, especially LeBron James and Dwayne Wade.
Well, give these two guys a lot of credit because the bottom line is anything short of a championship would be a failure to them and would be celebrated by many. LeBron James' question as far as the ability to close games sent Boston home and then sent Chicago home. And Dwayne Wade didn't have his legs, but found a way to be that defensive stopper when it mattered most.
Big shot makers to ever play this game. 7 feet and on a tremendous roll. Coming off an historic series against Oklahoma City team. You see the numbers, but what's even more impressive, he did it against good defense. But this Miami defense is suffocating, the best in the NBA.
Happened in the Mavs series. Y'all better.
We got
Shit, well, you look at that, I will go poke me a little bit.
I mean, we got outplayed and we got outcoached. And if you go back and ask the players, you go back and ask Spo, you got the coaching staff got outcoached, and the players got outplayed when it came down to winning. We didn't close out games. Right? We had
one game you had a 16-point lead.
Game 2 at home. We are 15.
Yeah.
You don't lose that. We don't close our games, but that's bad. That's players and that's coaches, right? And so we got out coached by Rick Carlisle and his staff, and we got outplayed by Dirk and Jason Terry and J Kid, but that little JJ Barrera. Nobody give him credit. JJ Barrera was the one who changed this. We didn't have no answer for him. Okay, Dirk, you know what you're gonna do. Let's just make his shots tough, make it hard on him. He trying to make him not shoot 50%, make him have an off night, but he's still gonna get 20. Jason Terry going right, you can't stop him. Right? We knew all these things. But no one playing for little JJ.
Right.
But that still doesn't explain how LeBron James was guarding Jason Terry. LeBron is bigger, faster, stronger. That's all I hear. And Jason Terry was going around him consistently with no issue. But you're going to convince me that LeBron is the best defender in the NBA. He's the most versatile. He could guard 1 through 5. He couldn't guard Jason Terry. He couldn't guard Jason Terry, right? And then let me continue to go and let's hear what Magic Johnson had to say. No. Well, where was it? No. Let's see if I can find it pregame. Nope, that wasn't it.
I still believe that the Boston Celtics would have beaten the Miami Heat if they had not made the Kendrick Perkins trade and if Shaq had been healthy and Rondo had remained.
That's a lot of ifs. That's a whole lot of ifs.
No,
but he and I agree with that.
But I mean, that's
water under the bridge.
Given that, I am still a little more sold on the Heatles than I am on Mark Cuban's team. Because those Dallas Mavericks, they fell behind 3 times hugely to the 22-year-olds from Oklahoma City. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
And in the previous round, and you were there, and I wasn't there, Kobe hit the wall in those 4 games. He hit it. We saw old Kobe, physically, mentally, emotionally. And the Dallas Mavericks benefited greatly because of that. And a majority of analysts, even on this network, picked the Portland Trailblazers, the underdogs, to beat the Dallas Mavericks in the first round. So let's keep all that in perspective. So I'll go Heat just because it turns to 2-3-2 this time.
Yep.
I'll go Heat in 6, 1 game better than your 7.
All right. Well done.
Late in games in these finals, what's your assessment of your ability to play well under pressure?
I mean, sometimes you got it, sometimes you don't. And, that was this case in this series. I was able to do things in the last 2 series to help us win ball games. Wasn't able to do that in this series. I mean, once you get to the playoffs, every game is pressure. You want to win, you have to win. And I mean, we've seen some of that in the Chicago series. We've seen some of that in the Boston series. And even though we lost game 4, in Philly, it's pressure in that series as well. So it doesn't matter which round it is. Once you get to the postseason, every possession counts.
Rachel?
LeBron, what in this finals round were you personally unable to do that you wanted to do?
Well, live in the paint. They did a great job of every time I drove, they brought another extra defender in front of me. They did a great job defensively. Very underrated defensive team. Took me out of a lot of things that I'm, capable of doing or used to doing. They took us out of a lot of things that we're capable of doing, and that's getting points in the paint. That's getting to the free throw line. So they did a good job. Much respect to them.
And considering all that you went through this past summer and all the effort you made to get here to specifically win a championship, what are your emotions about losing the finals now?
Well, I mean, it hurts, of course. But I'm not going to hang my head low. I know how much work as a team we put into it. I know how much work individually that I've put into it when you guys are not around. That's something people don't see, and I think, you can never hang your head low when you know how much work, how much dedication that you put into the game of basketball, when the lights are off and the cameras are not on.
Mahoney, back left. LeBron, obviously you've dealt with so much criticism for the last year that had all to do with basketball. When you're getting criticized for what's happening on the court, does that bother you?
No, that doesn't bother me either. I understand this is a huge stage, and when you want to perform well, not for nobody else besides your teammates. And that's ultimately what it's about for me. If I can play well for my teammates, have my teammates win basketball games, then I'm always satisfied with that. It hurts me, and I get on myself when I'm not able to play well and have my teammates win.
Does it bother you that so many people are happy to see you fail?
Absolutely not. Because at the end of the day, all the people that was rooting on me to fail, at the end of the day, they got to wake up tomorrow, have the same life that they had before they woke up today. They got the same personal problems they had today. And I'm going to continue to live the way I want to live and continue to do the things that I want to do with me and my family and be happy with that. So, they can get a few days or a few months or whatever the case may be on being happy about not only myself, but the Miami Heat not accomplishing their goal, but, they got to get back to the real world at some point.
Standing in the back right.
One for LeBron and D-Wade, same thing. You guys were favored to win this series. You're expected to win tonight. I'm sure you guys expected to win. It's an overused word, and I don't mean this in any disrespect. I want to know your feelings. Do you feel you choked in this series? Both.
Well, first of all, we give credit to the Dallas Mavericks. A hell of a team. The word choked is overused in sports, period. We lost ball games. We lost the finals. We ran into a team that at this time obviously was better than us. So we give them credit, and we take nothing away from that.
LeBron, with all the pressure, the criticism, the expectations, did it ever get to a point where it just weighed heavy and affected you in any way?
I don't think so. I mean, I pretty much don't listen to what everyone has to say about me or my game or what I've done with my career. I don't get involved in that. I mean, this is year after year after year for me. Me as an individual, people write or say what they want to say about me. It doesn't weigh on me at all. Like I said, the only thing that weigh on me is when I don't perform well for my teammates and the guys that I play for every day. That's the only thing that weigh on me because I take pride in going out there and doing the things that need to be done to help my teammates win. That's it.
What was going through your mind entering the fourth quarter, knowing you guys had that hole to get out of? What was kind of your mentality?
Well, we came
for both of you guys.
Honestly, it was about fourth quarter defense and then trying to get buckets. We got into a good groove to start the fourth. I think J.J. Barea's three at the end of the shot clock was a huge shot. Put him up 7. That was a huge shot. I think it was 81-77 at that time. He had a three at the end of the shot clock. Once we played defense, 23 straight, great great defense for 23 straight seconds, and then he hits a shot like that. So it kind of took a little bit out of us. But you can't, you don't want to dig a hole like that against anyone, especially on your home floor going into the fourth.
I didn't appreciate it. It's just, to me, it felt a little disrespectful. I felt like I've never had to fake an injury. I never had to fake an illness to show anything. I thought it was childish, and I think
it was childish.
We have an NBA Finals. Magic, how do you see Dallas versus Miami shaping up?
Well, Stuart, I look at it like this. You got the hottest team in the playoffs in the Mavs, but you got the best starting five in the playoffs in the Miami Heat. But also the Heat has the best defense in the playoffs. And then, JB, the Dallas Mavericks has the best bench. So this is going to be a tough and exciting series, and I think an explosive series as well.
So we should just flip a coin on this?
Oh, just flip it and say...
I don't know. I mean, throw out the 2-0 regular season that the Mavericks beat the Miami Heat. Carlos Arroyo was the Heat point guard. He's no longer there. Caron Butler played a prominent role for the Mavericks. He will not be playing in the NBA Finals. There's going to be just so many intriguing matchups. Who gets Dirk Nowitzki? Is it going to be Chris Bosh? I can bet you're going to see LeBron James guarding Dirk Nowitzki come fourth quarter. The benches are going to be super. Mike Miller's now brought himself into a prominent role for the Heat, has him coming off that bench. So a lot of intriguing matchups. I think it's going to be a long, long series. It's going to be a 7-gamer, and I'm not going to give away my pick just yet.
It's too early for that. Only 2 players from each team remain from the 2006 Finals rosters. Dirk Nowitzki and Jason Terry from Dallas, Dwayne Wade and Udonis Haslem for Miami. So there's not a lot of carryover, even though people will bill it as a rematch. Different spirit of both those teams. You remember Shaquille O'Neal, obviously, was more than a running mate with Dwayne Wade at that time. Dallas's rosters turned over completely. But I think so many people want to see Dirk Nowitzki and LeBron James. Even though Dwayne Wade and Haslem are wearing the championship rings from Miami, again, when you have centerpieces to these teams, like those 2 stars, it provides just for the kind of visual matchup that everybody will like to see, and people who just marginally are interested in basketball will want to come and flock to see this series.
If I were Coach Spoelstra, I would move Udonis Haslem into the starting lineup, let him play Dirk, and then that way Chris Bosh would move over to play Tyson Chandler and won't get into foul trouble. Because he's going to definitely get into foul trouble if he's guarding Dirk.
There is a stretch this season. What do you expect from LeBron tonight?
I want to see him, Stewart, have some fun. Get into his defense, because the key is, can he stop Jason Terry?
James left.
Now our next topic. Third down, we begin with LeBron James. A reporter asked him about shrinking away in the fourth quarter. Here's what LeBron had to say.
3 games in a row for you, fourth quarter, not much. That's the moment superstars become superstars. Seems like you're almost shrinking from it. What's going on?
I think you're concentrating on one side of the floor. And, all you're looking at is the stat sheet. Honestly, I'm a two-way player. Tonight, in instance, D-Wade had it going offensively. So we allow him to handle the ball. We allow him to bring us home offensively. You could just watch the film again and see what I did defensively, and you asked me a better question tomorrow.
Well, I said this earlier. I really don't. At the end of the day, he might be content with those accusations, as long as they win a title.
Yep.
But I think the competitor in you, that would irk you a little bit, no matter what, no matter who you are, no matter what you're trying to portray, which image you're trying to portray. I'm a team guy this, I'm a team guy that. He's been the guy his entire life, pretty much, probably since 5th grade. And so a question like that, and I got to agree, he answered it very political. He didn't get too emotional. He didn't get too crazy. But you got to believe that it still bothers him that people are taking notice of his ineffectiveness in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he did tell the guy to ask a better question.
But offensively, that guy has a point.
He has a great point.
What he's done game to game to game. Let's see how many points you can put up. Dwayne Wade, just 8 points, a new career playoff low for him. The Mavs use a 21-9 run over the last 10-plus minutes of the game to win this and even up the series. LeBron, again, just 8 points. How do you explain this?
Rob, last night we saw the same LeBron James who went into a trance and crumbled under pressure in Game 5 last year against Boston, even in the second half of Game 6. This was the equivalent to me of an NBA panic attack, going blind under the pressure. 0 for 1 in the fourth quarter with 2 killer turnovers. Are you kidding me? On the NBA's biggest stage, in LeBron James' biggest moment, once again, he was exposed for how few superstar intangibles he has. Most talented player in the NBA, but no killer instinct, no rising to the biggest occasions. I still say the reason he chose to go to Miami was so Dwayne Wade could win him a ring or 3 or 4. And up 9 with 10 minutes to go, it sure looked like Dwayne Wade was taking LeBron on his first championship ride. So I'm not going to criticize LeBron for not scoring in this game because I don't expect him to score big in a game like this. Yeah, he got nervous-handed again, started bricking shots. He was even missing layups in the first half. What shocked me was that LeBron James went comatose on defense. After Jason Terry had called him out the day before, he went deadheaded on defense in the fourth quarter and let Jason Terry get loose for 8 points that what should have been maybe 10 or 12 or 14 points in the fourth quarter. And finally, I don't mind, again, that LeBron doesn't shoot, but I do mind that as the point guard of this team, he quit creating shots in the fourth quarter. Not one time did he get in the lane and create an easier shot for a Dwayne Wade who was getting double and triple teamed the whole fourth quarter.
Skip, this disappearing act is more inexcusable than last year, and I'm going to tell you why. You're on the precipice of winning a title. Up 3-1, right? I mean, it's a big game. LeBron, before the game, we saw the video. We should be playing like our backs are against the wall, even though we're up 2-1. Remember, he told everybody? And yet, in the fourth quarter especially, it was like a Weir's Waldo. I didn't even know he was in the game. I'm looking for him, and you're right. There wasn't just... I think people can live with having a bad night, shooting, playing, making some mistakes, doing things, but he just was disengaged. How can you be disengaged in the biggest game to put your foot on the Dallas Mavericks' neck and go up 3-1, not to be engaged?
Is it possible that his early struggle is what disengaged him? You know, once you get off to that bad start, because I think a lot of people out there will say he had a bad game, worst time to have a bad game, but he had it. Is it possible that then, more so than the other nervousness of a playoff?
I'm not blaming him for shooting or not shooting in the fourth quarter. I don't care about that. But he did early on. He drove for what was going to be a layup, and at the last second, he airballed it.
Right.
And it's like, okay, so you're having a bad night, so quit shooting. That's fine with me.
And your other point about the defense, let's be honest. Jason Terry had open looks.
Yeah.
Where was LeBron? He had open looks. He could have knocked down, like you said, another six or 8 points.
And as I said yesterday, I said this. It doesn't take the clutch gene to play great shutdown defense. So at least if you're having a bad night, you can shut down the 6'2" guy that you're guarding in the fourth quarter. Are you kidding me? It got so bad that even on the last play of the game, Mike Miller had an open quick pass to LeBron in the corner for an open 3. And Mike Miller said, no, I'm going over here, because they just said that guy's useless tonight.
But the worst part is, you fanboys have the audacity to constantly talk about, oh, you're a hater, this, and the Dallas Mavericks are a real good team, and he lost to a good team. But you just heard everything that happened in 2011 from games 1 through 6, including the preview of the series before the Heat played the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks were picked by most experts to lose to the Portland Trail Blazers. The Dallas Mavericks had the 7th best odds to win the NBA championship. The Miami Heat entering the 2010, 2011, 2011, 2012, and 2012, 2013 seasons as the preseason's favorites to win the NBA championship and were overwhelming favorites. They were a 5-1 favorite against the Dallas Mavericks in the 2011 finals. Dallas was a 20-1 underdog. But you guys got the nerve. Oh, yeah, man, they lost. The Dallas Mavericks are a good team. They swept Kobe Bryant. You see, that's excuse making. Don't you ever come to me and talk to me about how I'm a hater, I don't know basketball, why you focus on 2011, because the receipts are always there to look up. You are emotional. You are sensitive. You refuse to do your research. And that's why you guys get in your feelings, because you know no matter how much you want to try to rewrite history, along with these other LeBron fanboy channels, 2011 will always be a stain in LeBron's legacy no matter what. Not about his greatness, not about him being a future Hall of Famer, but his inability to be the greatest of all time. The fact that you got channels talking about, oh, the plan was for Dwayne Wade to go off and LeBron to be a facilitator. You just heard all these cats. And the proof is in the videos. Watch the games. But you know that they're not going to do that. They're just going to be selective. They're going to cherry pick, and they're just going to say whatever they feel they are going to do to make sure that LeBron gets a pass for. And the thing is, you could hear it in the series, in the post-game interviews. Do you hear how sensitive LeBron is when the media was actually calling him out? See, they don't really do that now. All they do is they ask him questions for LeBron not to get criticized. That lets you know right then and there that LeBron is paying people to make sure that LeBron seeks constant validation and that you cannot criticize him. LeBron is sensitive to criticism. And you see his responses when the media actually calls him out, when they say, oh, you're choking. Oh, the Miami Heat team choked. It was a different time. You see? That lets you know. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. This was a long video, but I just wanted to dissect it. Fanboys, don't you ever try to come at me again, because you cannot. The proof is there, and you refuse to do your research. Sorry to hurt your feelings, but facts don't care about your damn feelings. Bless up, live, laugh, love. Thank you guys for watching.